Yeah, that's really how I'm feeling right now. Just to work on myself and things like that. Try to better myself as a person, as a dad.
Officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in.
Whatever, I don't know. Maybe this could be the reason why Tank say he want to leave boxing. He gonna, tap out, stuff like that. He still has to fight Devin Haney, and that's not going to happen.
Gervonta Davis has finally broken his silence about retirement, and it's not just about leaving the sport. He says he's had enough of the spotlight and the pressure that comes with fame. According to Davis, anything he says gets twisted, and he's tired of constantly being misunderstood. He admits he can't be himself anymore.
Yeah, that's really how I'm feeling right now. Just to work on myself and things like that. Try to better myself as a person, as a dad, all around, human being.
Yeah. Is it the fame? Is it something that you just don't like all the attention? Or
yeah, I'm starting to shy away from the attention and things like that come with it.
Yeah, because it's like anything you do or say, it's all over the blogs. It's taken the wrong way. It's getting posted.
Yeah.
Like you can't even be yourself at this point.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. It's getting more so lame type of thing.
The real reason behind Davis stepping away seems to be the pressure that's been building for a while. His team says he's dealing with a lot behind the scenes, especially with an ongoing legal case involving the mother of his children. The uncertainty of how that will play out is taking a toll on him. All that stress has clearly been affecting his mindset. With everything piling up, boxing is taking a back seat, and it's no surprise he needed to step away.
So I'm sure by now many people have heard about the news that was broken by Rick Glazier, who stated that 5-time world champion, 3-division world champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, has officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in.
Once the announcement broke, reactions poured in. The buzz really took off after Happy Punch tweeted that Davis had told people close to him he's retiring for good. Some fans were shocked, but others weren't surprised given what he's been dealing with. Blue Blood Sports TV suggested this might be more of a break than a full retirement. They think personal issues and pressure are overwhelming him. One theory is that Davis is using this move to avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, a fight he reportedly sees as low reward. Instead, he's rumored to be eyeing a huge payday against Jake Paul on Netflix, rather than sticking with Amazon. It wouldn't be the first time he's hinted at retirement before a big decision.
Gervonta Tank Davis retiring? No. Has he told people this? Yes. But this is nothing new. I told you the Lamont Roach Jr. fight was off. It was going to take place in June. He was not happy with the way things were playing out. He wanted to get to that Jake Paul bag with Netflix. That has nothing to do with Amazon. Jake Paul is in charge in that situation. Ain't gonna put that money in Tank Davis's pocket. I told you guys this. But you guys don't believe me. You always love to say I'm capping or hating on Tank Davis. No, just telling you what's going on behind the scenes. Gervonta Tank Davis is not going to retire. He's frustrated. He may step away from the sport of boxing for a while. But again, he was already planning to do that before the Lamont Roach Jr. draw.
Regardless of what people are saying, Davis made one thing clear: he's stepping away from boxing. Whether it's a short break or the end of his career, no one can say for sure just yet. Many believe the retirement is emotional and might not last, but for now, he's taking a step back from everything, and only time will tell if he returns.
Tank Davis is retired? Superstar and legendary knockout artist Tank Davis has officially retired. Or so he claims. Tank Davis has had one of the hardest 18 months in boxing. See, first, he just got out of prison. Then he had a fight with Lamont Roach that should have been a pushover, which afterwards he was going to negotiate a huge money fight with Jake Paul. But Lamont Roach had a great game plan, and they ended up having a draw that Lamont Roach probably should have won. It was a controversial no knockdown call. But now Gervonta Davis is once again facing jail time after some domestic abuse charges. So I really think this is temporary. He's probably just retiring for now, especially with all the legal fees this man's gonna need. Part of this is probably to avoid the Lamont Roach rematch and push that off if he can. But really, most of this is probably so he can focus on his legal issues. And then after all that is wrapped up, he's gonna get back into boxing. Boxers do fake retirements. It's just what they do. Especially after disappointing fights and doing legal troubles. Tyson Fury's in the middle of a fake retirement right now. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think he's really retired for good? Let me know in the comments.
Davis has talked about retiring before, but now it feels different. Bleacher Report tweeted that he's walking away after 2025, this time for real. He said over and over that the sport drains him and the constant pressure is too much. Recently, he even said he doesn't feel anger anymore, a sign he's emotionally disconnected. Boxing legend Antonio Tarver shared his take, saying that raw talent alone isn't enough. Tarver believes Davis's struggles show a deeper problem in the sport, where young fighters often lack strong guidance and support. For him, it's disappointing to see someone with Davis's skills step away right before a major fight.
To see it right here in New York City, man. Always showing up. All right, so Jay Martinez with Fight Hood TV. So happy to see you once again. The biggest talk, let's jump into it. Obviously, we got a good weigh-in here in a moment.
Yes.
We got some good presser after this. The biggest talk that just happened moments ago, Gervonta Davis, jump into it. Kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but, there's this mindset, the fight with Lamont's not signed yet. Apparently, he's going to fight Jake Paul. Like, what's put it in and out of boxing right now?
Hey, man, I don't know, but, get these guys the bag so they can get the hell on if they not committed and dedicated to the sport. All they want is a bag. Give them a bag so they can go, bro. I mean, let these fighters that really want this shit, let's parade them. Let's get behind them. Let's support them. Let's build them. I'm not saying I don't know what happened. But I just hope and pray that young man get it together. He's at the top of his career, prime of his career. I would want him to be remembered more by the things that he's doing in the ring rather than out. But, sometimes you got to win in life, too, before you can get in that ring and win. And sometimes life is harder than any opponent that we could face. And I just hope he get it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have no mentors, bro. It ain't no more handlers in the game, bro. It ain't nobody taking care of the camp. These guys out here on their own frequency, bro. And I just think there's no more leaders in the game, bro. They not going to where that real energy is that can really humble these guys a little bit. We only got a short period of time to be professional boxers. This shit is over quick, bro. And you don't ever want to live with no regrets.
Bernard Hopkins also chimed in. He's hoping Davis can put his legal problems behind him and focus on what really matters, his family. Hopkins believes making things right at home, especially with the mother of his children, is key. He says if Davis stays focused and positive, he could still turn things around in both his personal life and boxing career.
Here with the alien, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard, first of all, good to see you, my man.
Good to see you. Yes,
good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there's a lot
My second home, brother.
I'm starting to say the same thing because I'm here
Yes,
almost
you're here
all the time.
In and out, in and out.
Bernard, a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it real quick.
Come on.
I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out. Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, and then career second. But I just wish both ex-girl, his mother, to get things together and look forward and be positive going forward.
You think his head, is there right now with boxing? Do you think he just needs another mentor? What does he need? Because he's a great talent.
I don't know, and I don't know him that well.
Davis has started sharing what matters to him outside the ring. He says he wants to be more present for his daughter and the people closest to him. For years, his lifestyle pulled him away from family, and now he's trying to change that. He's working on becoming more emotionally grounded and rebuilding relationships. That kind of self-awareness shows he's starting to think long-term about who he wants to be.
What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing, back with a gem. Checked out the press conference yesterday. Watched the Rise podcast. 2 days ago, watched the Rise podcast response to it yesterday. And I just have to say, I see a lot of people think that, Tank is bluffing with the retirement talk. Could be. I doubt it, though. And I'm going to tell you why I doubt it. When he talked about wanting to seek therapy and the person he has to be in order to be the fighter that he is, and wanting to be a softer person, for his daughters, and wanting to seek therapy and become a better person and be with his children and lead a limelight. It seemed like a lot of emotion and passion in that. He seemed like he really meant what he was saying. There's a lot that comes with not only boxing, because, all fighters deal with certain things with being a boxer, physically and mentally. But he has to deal with being a celebrity, an international star on top of that. And I can't even imagine that pressure. So, things get old, your whole life gets scrutinized, no matter what moves he makes, it's going to be accepted by some.
The timing of this retirement wasn't random. Right before his potential rematch with Lamont Roach, Davis ran into more legal trouble. Not long after he got released, he made the announcement. This time, it didn't feel like a stunt. He's talked about quitting before, but now his words seem final. After years of stress, drama, and high expectations, he may finally be ready to let go and move on.
And the woman said that, hey, I looked at him and I asked him to help me, and he looked at me and he turned his head, jumped out of the car and ran, or whatever the case may be. So he has a history of doing things like this to women. Like facts. Whether you like it or not, whether you're a Tank Davis fan or not, you can't get around that. That's the truth. So now, what's going to happen with the Lamont Roach fight? And better yet, what's going to happen? Will that fight still go on? I don't know. They haven't announced it, made an official announcement yet. We know the fight is scheduled for next month, August, but it hasn't officially been announced yet. And we do know if that fight is announced, PBC will have reporters there to tell those reporters, look, if you want to have access to Gervonta Tank Davis, you better not ask him certain questions. This is what goes on in the media. See, a lot of these guys, they want access to the fighters, so they have to play ball. They have to go along with the get along just so they can get access to interview the fighter. Coach Malachi, I don't give a fuck about the access. Fuck having access to the fighter. I only fuck with those who fuck with me. If you're a fighter who fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. And then, we can do an interview. That's fine. I have no problem with it because I got love for you like that and vice versa. But if it's a fighter that don't like you or don't like me or whatever the case may be, I don't give a fuck. I don't try to fit in, in the square circles. If it's a square circle, you know what I mean? If it's a square in a circle, I don't try to fit in with squares. And if you ain't in the circle, I ain't trying to get in the circle. Do you get what I'm saying? So, of course, these reporters, that's what they're going to do. So now, as it relates to Lamont Roach, what does Lamont Roach do?
A lot of fans and commentators have shown support. They know boxing takes a huge mental and physical toll, and Davis has been under pressure since he was young. Many believe if his heart's not in it anymore, walking away is the smartest move. No one wants to see him keep pushing when he's not all in. Sometimes it's better to step back with pride than to burn out trying to keep up with the pressure.
And, ridiculed by others. And some people grow tired of it. Living a public life ain't for everybody. He's been tremendously successful, whatever he decides to do. I wish him well. I think we need to, watch this Lamont Roach fight closely because we've seen this in the past when Mike Tyson talked about his heart no longer being in it. Or, you heard Buddy McGirt recently come out and say, the fire left him, while he was in camp in the middle of a run. I mean, it happens. And, we don't know how it's going to affect him as a fighter. I would hope, he can find it in himself to be motivated and get prepared, and be the best version of himself. Because, as a Tank fan, I don't want to see him in a ring in any other capacity. If he can't bring himself to be the best version of himself, then I think he should walk away. But, regardless of what he decides to do for people like myself, you know, I've had a great time, you know, watching his career. I wish him the best in his personal life. He didn't say he's retiring immediately. He just said he's going to fight 3 times in 2025, and then it'll be over. You know, whoever those 3 fights he chooses to fight, you know, we have to respect it. And I would just say, you know, enjoy him while he's here. Because, you know, everybody in sports, whether it's boxing or otherwise, is only going to be active for a certain amount of time. And once it's over, it's over. So instead of, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, ridiculing or criticizing, I think he's been a very special talent, and we need to enjoy him while he's here because the end may be really near, according to what he's saying. That's all I have for y'all right now. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor. Peace.